ice coming up. And so
it's supposed to turn bad. I knew it was dropping. I knew the weather was getting down. I knew they were calling for rain, but you never know up here.
Well, one of the trail forecasts calls for ice.
Yeah.
In 2 days up there.
Oh yeah.
So I just figured I hated Blood Mountain was fun, but I might have bad knees, and so going down on ice, it's already enough of a fun.
Well, it's when it gets wet up there anyway, it's a little sketchy coming down for sure.
And there's really only one way down.
Yeah, that's true.
Sliding. Well, actually, that's what I did when I was first. This is my 5th year on the trail.
Right.
The first year I did it, I had never thought I might have to slide down on my bottom, but I thought, it'll be so much easier on my body if I just sit down on these rocks because there was ice.
Yep.
And slide.
Yeah, there was a lot of spots in Maine that felt that way. Maine and New Hampshire.
New Hampshire is just frightening to me. Some of the climbing.
Yeah, it's
going up the Bigelows.
It's tough.
The car, you come out of Pinkham Notch, you think, well, the whites are done. You go across the street, and there's this beautiful pond. I saw a moose there, and then they insult you with this gigantic cliff.
Yep.
I don't call it a trail. I call it a cliff.
There's a lot of craziness up in the New Hampshire, Maine, for sure.
Yep.
It's just a whole different animal.
Yep. Well, I did all the trail in 15 except for the last 1.5 miles in Katahdin.
Oh yeah.
I was determined to do it all on my own. And with bad knees, there was a spot about 1.5 miles up where I could not pull myself up on my own. And this lady I was hiking with offered just to take my pack and push. I mean, it was just like a couple feet, and I was so stupid. I said, I'm going to do it all on my own, and I couldn't. So I left that last 1.5 miles. I may, this year, if I get up there, I'll be doing it, and I'll accept help. Well, yeah, because the other places in the trail you need. I just wanted to do it everything on without having anyone help me.
Yeah, I got the shawls, and on my hike, and I met some guys that were a little bit older than me, and I met a gentleman at golly, it's right next to Shores. It's that little drugstore.
Next to where?
Shores, the inn and everything in Monson, Maine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the little drugstore.
No.
They do Epsom salt baths for your feet. Oh my God, that was unbelievable. My feet were so messed up coming through the 100 mile, and so just soaking them in Epsom salt was so awesome. And then I met a gentleman there, and we talked for a while, and he's a really nice guy. And so when I got back to Shaw's, I met another guy who his trail name was Sunnyside. He was doing a long section. He was doing all of Maine.
Yeah.
And he was telling me a story about that guy had gotten, I don't know, halfway up Katahdin and couldn't get over one of the spots there, and tried, and had to turn around and come back. I felt so bad for that guy.
Wait, did you hike in 17?
Yes, sir.
Could have been me. I was back up there.
Yeah, it was.
I tried hard. I couldn't do it in 15. I was going to try it in 17. And finally this year I've decided I can take help.
Yeah, because I was thinking if I was up there, I would have definitely given anybody a hand to get up and over.
Well, the thing is, I was hiking with a lady named South Pole in 15, and she was she'd run a marathon in all continents, including Antarctica. And she said she needed help to get up. She was 40, and she needed help in a couple spots.
Yeah, there's a couple spots that are definitely challenging to get up and over.
Yeah, and so I afterwards I thought, well, this 40-year-old, this superb shaped woman needed help. What am I doing not asking for it? Yeah. So I just, it was a learning experience. One of the big things I learned on the trail is you can ask for help, or they take help. I didn't even have to ask. This lady I was hiking with, she said, I'll take your pack and help you up.
No, I feel the same way. Everybody out there is looking out for everybody.
Yep.
And they all, if you see somebody struggling or somebody having an issue, nothing for people just to stop and help.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, you like you were saying, you don't have to ask. People
do it.
Stop.
Yeah, we did.
I
did too.
I tried to help as many people as I could.
I saw a guy who I thought, this guy doesn't realize it, but he's in trouble because he'd been taking like huge doses of ibuprofen, like 4 times the maximum recommended, and you could tell he was cramping, and he finally laid down on the. I didn't see him lay down on the trail, but he did lay down the trail almost unconscious, and they brought him to the hospital. Fortunately, it was only 3/4 of a mile from a trailhead, and it turned out he had a perforated intestine.
Oh my God.
And he could have died in a short bit. But luckily, there were people.
Yeah, there's always people out there looking out for one another.
Yep.
Which I think is awesome. That was one of the, I don't know, my trail experiences, that was one of the bright spots, just the people that are around it. And the way people come together to help everybody out. It's amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's probably one of the people on the AT are probably one of the great reasons for doing it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I've been out here 5 years.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to another gentleman the other day, and it's like once you do it, you never want to kind of let go of it.
Right.
So it's always there.
Yep.
You always think about it. Or, I mean, I would think the majority of people are that way.
Yeah, and like I told you yesterday, if I can't hike it all, I'll trail magic it.
Yeah.
But it's all, you never know until you try whether you can do some stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
And last night my ankle was swollen, my toenail was coming off, and I thought, okay, this might be it. But this morning the ankle was good. I looked at the weather forecast and said, it is time to roll.
It'd be a good day to get over it too. It looks like it's going to be a pretty day from the top.
Yeah, it does look really good.
You'll have a good view off of Preacher Rock.
And it'll be dry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest part, for sure.
Yep. That's why I'm going to see what I can do. But yeah, dry works really well for me.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So where are you from?
New Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Have you done any of the Arizona Trail or any of that?
No, I've hiked some areas of the Continental Divide Trail.
Okay.
And I would have done that, except if and I may do it now. I found a couple people who are interested in hiking with me. But the 800 miles of grizzly territory is interesting.
I don't know a lot about, I mean, I know of the trail, but I don't know a lot about the trail. Like, obviously when I was hiking on the AT, you just create more and more information, so you just learn about it. But I haven't really done any looking outside of the AT.
Yeah.
There's some smaller trails around here that I'd like to hike. I'd love to hike the Bent McKay Trail, the Bartram Trail, Foothills Trail. Love to go to Vermont and do the Long Trail.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I think from what my thoughts in Vermont were, I love the place there. The people were awesome. The trail, the AT part of it. I don't know, I did southbound, so after you come out of Maine and New Hampshire, you're used to seeing all this stuff, and you're expecting, even though you're not getting above tree line views in Vermont, you're kind of expecting at least 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah.
And unless you go on top of Killington, you don't really have it.
Well, you have them at Bromley, too.
Yeah, that's today. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're Maine and New Hampshire. I mean, even places that people don't care for, like Andover. Right. The Hideland. Actually, the place that I'm amazed you never hear more about is the Hideland, which is what town? I can't remember what town. Rangeley. Yeah, near Rangeley. Yeah. Man, you come up the hill there. It's a booger of a climb up going northbound, but you come up that hill, and it's just like you're looking at a picture postcard. Yeah. All these lakes and it's gorgeous. Yeah, I like so basically my thought was that the best part of Vermont is on the Long Trail. The northern section. From what I understand. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't done it. I'm just I've been on parts of that. I've been on parts of that. Some of it there, but if you do it, there are some side trails to the Long Trail that are incredible. So that was my thoughts. If you could get up there and you could do the Long Trail, right? It would probably be a better representation of Vermont than the AT. I think, well, yeah, the side trails are, a lot of the side trails are not as rugged, but they go through a lot more scenery. The long trip, parts of the long trail up there are just so covered with trees, you hardly see what's going on. But yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, I think people of Vermont are phenomenal.
Now the other thing, I've done part of this, is you can take the International AT.
Yeah.
And go on up, and I've gone on to the end of it in Nova. I think it's in Nova Scotia.
Right.
And that's real pretty. And actually, nobody does that, so you'd have the place to yourself.
Yeah, I met a guy that was finishing the Triple Crown the year I was hiking. Mm-hmm. He was doing a southbound through hike. Rolling Thunder. He was from, I want to say, New Zealand.
Yeah, I think I remember.
He started and did the international. I guess, what is that, like the 139 miles or so north of Katahdin?
Oh, it's a lot more than that.
Is it more than that?
Oh yeah, it goes way up to Nova Scotia.
Oh,
you follow it depends on how much you want to do. Yeah. You follow the ridge line of the Appalachians into the mountains, mm-hmm. and then you can actually go look across in Europe. You can actually hike down the other side of that same mountain.
Is that the one that goes into the Knife's Edge?
No, it doesn't go to Knife. It goes down Chimney, I think. Okay. I think Chimney and Saddle. Would that make sense?
I looked at Katahdin. I didn't look past it. So
yeah, I think it goes to Chimney and Saddle.
I have no clue.
It goes almost straight north.
Okay. So yeah, I've heard about it. I don't know. Yeah. I never looked at that part of it.
But I liked that area enough. I told my wife, if I'm dead, I want to be buried up I want to throw my ashes out in the sea right up there in Cape Breton Highlands in Nova Scotia. It is probably the most beautiful spot I have ever seen.
Wow.
It is, and the trail, the hiking up there is incredible because, you're just seeing rugged coastline, you're seeing rugged mountains, and you can see them because there's not as many trees. That's part of it. You can actually see where you're hiking, what you're hiking through. It was really cool.
That sounds awesome. I'd like to go up there and look at. There's just so many places I'd like to go see now.
Tell your wife thank you. Your wife made the brownies.
Yes.
Tell her thank you. Those were delicious. I'm gonna save some for a later afternoon.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm glad you enjoyed it. No, when I did my through hike, I'd hiked with a couple of guys through Virginia. There was 4 of us that kind of got together. I hiked with one guy from pretty much all of Vermont to Damascus, and then in Virginia we hooked up with another guy, and then we ran into another guy that he'd hiked with. So there was 4 of us that did probably half of Virginia or better together, and those 2 guys, when me and Juicy Fruit, that's the guy I hiked with the majority of the trail, we got off in Damascus. Those 2 guys kept going, and there was a group of hikers that they had, I guess, started out with, and they were trying to get caught up to those guys, and they eventually caught them. And so when I got into Georgia, I stayed at Unicoi Gap. My first night, and that morning I was getting ready to go. I see a guy that was hitching, and I met him in Damascus. He was part of that group, and long time, and then those guys came off of Rocky Mountain that morning, and it was cool to see them all. So anyway, I guess long and short of that story is they all came to our house. We live off the back of Ramrock Mountain.
Yeah.
In Woody Gap.
Yeah.
So they all came there, and we all had my wife and I did a big spaghetti dinner for them, and
nice.
Just hung out, and she did those brownies.
Just after you finished the hike.
No, this was right before I finished it. Yeah.
Oh wow!
So it was really cool. We all finished the same day. They finished that morning, and then that day I finished later that afternoon. I hiked with my son and my wife and my brother-in-law.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Some friends, and we finished finished up.
Special to end it with something
Yeah,
like that.
it was really cool. So those guys finished that morning. They kept hiking, and I waited around till Saturday to finish. So we ate probably on a Wednesday, and they hiked on up to they ended up staying at Stover before they finished, and they went down into Amicalola to get picked up. But it was awesome. So it was really cool because my wife got to spend time with them as well.
Yeah.
So it was awesome having her just hear the stories, hearing their stories. It was the same for me. You know, I pretty much, neither one of us really said a whole lot. We just listened to them talk, and it was really cool hearing everybody else's stories. And that's what pretty much the trail is
yeah.
You know, tons of memories and everything.
Oh yeah.
I go back and look at my journal occasionally, find out where I was on a specific day.
So fun.
Crazy.
Or you look at a picture, it's amazing how many pictures that don't have ID, you know where that is.
I have a ton of those.
I know exactly where, I remember the spot, you know.
Yeah, I've got I think 1,000 pictures I took, or better. And just trying to piece it all together, trying to find the dates, and then going back and trying to figure out exactly where that was on the trail. It's almost like a treasure hunt now.
Oh yeah.
So you've been coming out for the last 5 years?
I came out 12, 13, 15, and 17. 12, I had just retired, and I had I came out March 1st, and I had a daughter who was graduating from college and getting married, and we were taking our last family vacation together before she got married. So I could only stay out 2 months, and my wife actually picked me up at the trail, took me directly to the graduation, and the day after we got home that evening from the graduation, and another evening, and the next morning at 3:30 we left for our last family vacation. And so it was hectic. And then 13 I came out, and I was just a wimp at 13. The snow was really, really bad, and I was out here for a few months, or I don't remember how long, and I didn't see bare ground for 22 days.
Where were you?
Down here.
Oh, okay.
I was going to continue where I left off, and so I left from Irwin.
Yeah.
And so I did a lot of it, and there were rescues. There were people getting rescued off the trail because it was so bad. It was like 5 degrees and frigid. And so I came back in 15 and did it. I wanted to get it done, and then 17 I only got 8 miles. I after one day, my feet wouldn't fit in my shoes.
Yeah.
And they had swollen, and I've had this problem when I was ultra running, and I never realized what it was. I thought this could be congestive heart failure, and so I called my doctor and said, you know, you want to be seen and so forth. So I got off the trail and couldn't. It turned out it wasn't a serious thing, but it's going to be that's probably what I was seeing yesterday. My feet swell so bad I can't fit my shoes in, so I just have to stop and let them go down. But instead of going to back to the AT that year, we went up to Alaska, I think. And did stuff.
So what is that condition with your feet?
It's apparently my body.
Happens?
Yeah, it's what happens. My body doesn't respond well to changes in altitude. The big thing is not the hiking; it's the change in altitude.
Oh, okay.
And so I did this ultra run in Phoenix once a year, and I usually just do 100 miles, or sometimes I do a little more. But I always thought it was because the surface is bad there, but it's not. I can go to Riverside, California, and if I don't do anything on the drive, if I drink a lot, my body retains essentially all that fluid. I gained 17 pounds in 17 just from drinking fluid, and I lost none of it. So my body put on 2 pounds of 17 pounds of fluid, 2 gallons of fluid, and didn't lose any. So that's why my shoes wouldn't fit, because it was storing 2 extra gallons. And so I just have to be real careful. So now I'm really careful not, if it's going to be bad, I say, okay, I need to stay on the trail, stop on the trail. And I got your number actually from Bouncer yesterday, because I thought, if this happens and it gets really bad, I usually just try to get out to a road, and that's what happened yesterday. I didn't know if I had hurt myself or if my feet were something. But when I took my shoes off, I knew I wasn't going to put them back on yesterday.
Yeah.
And these shoes have a lot of give, but one of my feet was that swollen. I had a hard time pulling it off, and so I want to make sure I keep touch of shuttles, because if you get to a road, and I was going 0.7 of a mile yesterday per hour.
Oh wow!
Because my foot was so swollen, and so I
does
just.
Does it hurt when it does that?
Yeah. What happens?
Okay.
It doesn't really hurt from the swelling. But what happens? I've never. Well, no. It's the shoe rubbing, because I'm doing ultra runs since '93. I had never had a blister. But when my foot swells like this, it rubs against my foot, and so I get massive blisters. And so I just try to be careful, and that's probably why I lost a toenail yesterday.
Yeah.
I just have to say it's part of age. I mean, I really want to try hiking, and I don't know. Maybe it's going to be so bad I'll be just doing trail magic, but if I don't try, I never know. And in a couple of years, I know I won't be able to do it. So you might as well.
I'm with you there. I think everybody should just come on out. It's just awesome to get out of here. For however long you're out here.
Oh,
doesn't matter.
I mean, it's a life-changing experience for a lot of people. It was for me.
Sure. I think it is for everybody. I think even the sectioner day hiker that comes out, it definitely helps you decompress.
Yep.
And allows you to kind of get away from everything and take in, whatever it is, a view or just sunshine.
Yep.
You name it.
It makes a difference in life.
It certainly does. Certainly does. Yeah, it's great. It's a great experience. More and more people should come out.
Yep.
For sure.
Well, of course, then the trail will be more crowded.
Well, yeah, I get that.
It was amazing to see how many people were out at Springer this early in the year.
Yeah.
There's
quite a few. Like, we did Woody up here, and then over at Byron Reese, where they go up to Blood Mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a good weekend, you can't park in these places. I mean, they're packed.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. I enjoy seeing people out. So it doesn't really hurt my feelings when there's a lot of people checking everything out.
Well, they get to enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you like it. It's nice that they can enjoy it too.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There is something. There's that common ground, and everybody comes away with something different when they do it.
Yep.
It is beautiful, though. Yep. Lucky I get to look at this every day.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, even just driving around, just the mountains changes me.
Yep.
Puts me in a better mood, for sure.
Yeah. So is this what you do for a living?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do when I finished my hike. And so my wife and I were talking after I finished, and she said, why don't you just try the shuttle, see what happens. It'll allow you to, be close to the trail, stay connected, and give us a little added income. And
nice.
She knows after I finished, how much I really wanted to be around it. So, like they were saying when in there, my wife's awesome. She's a special person.
That's a special thing. My wife is like that. I mean, she holds down the home front for months while I go out. She comes and visits now and then, but I mean, it's a big deal to have a spouse that's supportive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's the one that really kind of pushed me to do it through hike. So
very cool.
It made it a lot easier. I'll put it to you that way. When I decided to do it, it was hard for me to get away from I don't know. I told somebody the other day, it's like it's a little selfish to do something like that.
It is.
So it was hard. It was hard for me to, once I could come to grips with that part of it, It's when I finally decided that I was going to do it. And like I said, it wasn't like she was telling me no. She was actually telling me to go.
Right,
so
right.
That was huge, but it was just so it was a personal hurdle for me to say, all right.
Yeah, that's what it was hard.
I felt like it was. I felt like there was something there that I needed to do. I felt like it was something I needed to do. And that would just be, come away with something that I didn't really expect to come away with. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I felt like I'd be a better person if I did it. So, it really helped me get back to dealing with some personal crap I was dealing with. And then we moved up here too before I did it, so I don't know. It just seems like it's all worked out for the better. But we were coming up here a lot. For like a year and a half before we even moved up here, so it was really that was cool. We lived south of a little town south of the airport. Kind of get stuck in life's rut.
Yeah.
So do you always come to Georgia first, or do you?
Yeah, I've done Georgia first because I like starting in the spring.
Yeah.
And I am thinking that I might. Now I'm getting older. I'm thinking I'll do the PCT. I've hiked a fair bit of the PCT trail, and it is trivial compared to the AT for hiking.
Just terrain-wise?
Yeah, there's only a 3% grade at max on the PCT because it's all graded for horses.
Now, see, I've heard different things. I've never been out there hiking it, but I have heard that it's physically the AT is a little more demanding.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. I figure I can hike the PCT in my 70s.
Okay.
I'm 65 now, and I've hiked a fair bit. As I say, I mean, they're big climbs and they're up at elevation, but it's a 3% grade. I mean, you imagine how many places on the AT. Imagine Albert Mountain, a horse going up Albert Mountain.
There's some spots you're not going up.
Or New Hampshire.
Yeah, Maine.
Yeah, Maine. Horses are not doing that. So the PCT, you are walking. I mean, you don't have to, and there's no rocks in a lot. I mean, it's just little gravel, a lot of it. And so you're not having to step from rock to rock. You're not having to go up in ridiculous climbs. And yeah, there are 4 spots on the PCT that you have to carry a good bit of extra water. But still, it's easy for me. It's much easier walking.
I got you.
So yeah, and you can put on bigger miles. I mean, out there, a 25-mile day, it really isn't all that bad. Now, over here, a lot of these areas, 25-mile days would really push it.
Yeah. Especially when you get up Maine and New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, you'd be dead.
That's brutal if you're doing 25 miles.
Yep.
Some of those areas you're doing it. You're doing really well. I'll put it to you that way.
And a lot. So the PCT is it's amazing. It goes right by some towns, and basically nobody in the town knows it even exists. Well, I've gone to some towns. I mean, they have no idea. So you're hiking where you tell them they don't even realize. There was one town that was probably within 3 miles of the PCT, and it's a regular resupply spot, and people had no idea. It's just they don't care. So it's a different resupply and interaction with the community, and you don't resupply as often.
Okay.
But on the other hand, you can carry different kinds of food because it's usually pretty dry. I think I've been out a number of times. I've been out there. I've never seen rain, even for weeks. I mean, it just doesn't do it that much, and so you have an opportunity to do a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. Mind if I get your picture at the
mountain? That's great.
I'll drive you back over to the other side.
Oh, you don't need to do that.
You sure?
Yeah.
My wife, if I don't get a picture of you, she's not going to be happy with me.
This This is where we came up, right?
Yeah, well, you're right.
Yeah, right
I picked
there.
you guys up on the other side of the road there.
Right. We
y'all came right through here.
Right.